Hey friends, welcome back to Channel Surf. If this is your first time here, I'm Jazz and I watch a shit ton of TV. And when you see the cloak, you already know what time it is. Today we're talking about The Traitors, episode 4. And I had to bring my girl back. Okay, bring back my girl in the words of RuPaul. But this person has been on Channel Surf. This is going to be her third time. So clearly we're big fans over here. All right. And that person is Elle. Brief by Elle. Hello.
Oh, hi, babe. How are you?
I'm good. I'm so glad to have you back.
I didn't realize it had been third time.
Yep, Big Brother, Married to Medicine, and now The Traitors. So, Traitors season 4. Before we jump into the episode, how are you feeling about the season?
I'm in love.
Yeah.
Literally, no notes. No notes. Other than spell Portia's name correctly and bring Portia back. But it doesn't film live, so no notes.
Yeah, I think Portia's really good TV. We were certainly robbed because she's always going to give you a fun time and some quotables. Because I literally say, "If we kill a faithful at banish," because I'm like, Portia, what is that? What did that mean?
What does that mean? But I wanted her to go longer. I thought she was going to get over on her act of being stupid. I thought the 265-day Portia was just going to win them over.
Hmm.
And then she was going to be a good game player. I think I told you this. I don't know if it was on the show, but I enjoyed her on the little mission to Mars.
Yeah, Stars on Mars.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's a good, and she like I just want to see her in more like physical comp stuff because she's not afraid to get her hands dirty. Don't
right.
let the hair and the BBLs fool you. Like she will get down and dirty. And I love that. I love that.
Yeah, I liked Portia on Stars on Mars a lot. I loved Stars on Mars. I made a video about it.
I enjoyed it. I
Yeah, I thought it
enjoyed
was
it.
really good. I think we might be the only 2 people that watched it, though.
I do think we are. I've never talked to anybody else and was like, girl, that's my show. I think it was just us and Portia's manager. I do hate that for us.
Dang, that sucks. Okay, so Traitors season 4, episode 4. Let's just jump right into it. Okay, this episode was really interesting to me because I feel like the bulk of it. I mean, most of the stuff goes down at the round table, but I feel like the
Mhm.
round table was really like the scene of this episode. But before we get there, we opened the episode at the breakfast table like we always do, and the people are starting to roll in. Monet comes up with this plan to question the people who were shortlisted for murder and who were left out in the woods. Monet comes up with a plan to question them to see if anybody has any inconsistencies. Now, when you heard that Monet, that was her plan, were you nervous for Rena?
I was. And I
Yeah.
thought she was talking too much.
Oh,
I
she.
thought she was talking too much. There's
Mhm.
a fine line. And we'll get to it later. It did kind of come back to bite her, but there's a fine line between being right and being too right
Yes. Yeah,
in the
giving too
trader's
much.
house.
Yeah, giving too many details. It can feel like you're overdoing it, and like we're at the point in the game that everything is suspicious. So you have to
Hmm.
be very, very careful about that. But yeah, when my name said they had that plan, I was like, oh, Rena is out of here.
She's
This is
gone.
gonna be, yeah, this is gonna be the first breakfast scene where they're like, get out now because you're a traitor.
Brenna has been doing some stuff to me. I really thought, as much as I love Candace, I thought Candace was going to give me a little bit of Danielle energy where she
Mm.
thought she was playing it so well, but she was like really sucking. And she's not.
Yeah.
She scared me like the first 2 episodes, like with her like smiling and stuff. And I was like, I don't know, Candace. But it turns out that it's Brenna. I'm like, I don't know, Brenna.
Yeah.
And her, I don't know if it's conscious or subconscious, but her being like a little bit more reserved and that being the thing that people notice is like,
That's the interesting thing. Thank you. I had Tay on, and Tay was like, Candace is going to get found out because Candace is talking too much. But I'm like, no, Candace is being the Candace that we've seen her be on Real Housewives of Potomac. Now,
that's it.
the only way that bites her in the ass is from the people on the Traders cast who don't know her from Potomac, right? So they
Hmm.
don't know that
Hmm.
that's her natural disposition. But Rena, most of those people have seen a clip of Rena. They know how she gets down. So her not being full blown Rena is actually going to become more suspicious after they get the bigger threats and like shields out. They're going to be looking at Rena.
Well, also Dorinda is like, girl, what type of game are you playing? Because shut the fuck up.
And it's
No, she's not being herself, but you tell her that.
right.
You
And it's like
tell-
Dorinda, at this point, I'm like, why did they bring her back? She's not really giving us much. People have been making jokes though that the reason we're not making nice Dorinda is because they have an alcohol limit in the castle, so they can't just get.
I, now we getting into it.
I I hate that because that has made me think. Wait, the
Dorinda.
memories, yeah, that I have from Dorinda that I like the most, that I find the most entertaining, are when she's drunk, and I'm
She's
like, that's
intoxicated.
that's not cool on my end, on any of our ends, because is that the only version of her that we really
Right. Like, why does
love?
your personality come from the bottle? I'm so confused.
Yeah,
Like me,
yeah.
I'm loud all the time. Sober, not sober. It always gives Elle, shut the fuck up.
Exactly. Look, if you and I were ever on the Traders, they
They
would
would speak
just tell the
about,
people they talk, okay?
I'ma talk, I'ma laugh, and I'm not no like, I'm like, I'm slapping your leg, I'm running around the room, bitch, I'm laughing. Fuck you mean? That was funny to
Yeah.
me.
Yes, but yeah, Dorinda, she's not really giving us much, but we're still early in the game, so we'll see.
If
But yeah,
Dorinda can come back and not give us much, I better see Portia next season.
the her bringing Dorinda back so soon has set a precedent now with this show that everyone whose favorite goes home early, now they're gonna want them back. People were making a big deal about it with Rob C.
Yes,
Yeah,
but the other girl,
Kate Chastain.
boom.
Yeah,
That's
from
where it started.
yeah,
That's
mm-hmm,
where it
mm-hmm.
started.
Yep, yep. So we'll see who comes back. I'm sure they'll start doing it. So then Ron, people start coming into the breakfast room, and Ron, I believe, is the first one who was up for murder who came in, and so they're asking him what happened,
Hmm.
and he tells them. So then when the subsequent short list of people come in, they all have a very similar story. Now, because the people at this point in the episode are still targeting Ron and they're very suspicious, because he didn't give them this one detail about the axe, they're like, well, that's such a big descriptor or a big thing to leave out. Why would he leave that out? Because he's a traitor. And I'm like, no, for me, that's an easy thing to miss.
It's just what did you if you wanted everything, bitch, you should have got in the cage. The fuck? I'm not here to is everybody cool? Like they was in cloaks, they tied me up. There was motherfuckers around. Yeah. I made
That's
it, bitch.
right. That's the extent of it. I'm like, he explained everything except the axe, and it was in line with what everybody else said. So
And the only person that did mention the ex was I like to talk too much, Billie Jean, Lisa Rinna.
oh, she was the only one that mentioned the axe.
Yes.
Oh, I don't know why I didn't catch that.
Then somebody, I think it was when Jam Jam was talking, somebody was like, oh, and then they said there was somebody with an axe. Like they kind of tried to throw it in. And then he was
Right.
like, yeah, that happened or whatever. But Lisa was the only person to say, there was a man there with an axe.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fuck.
Oh, Rana, I'm curious to see how this is all gonna play out. So then Michael Rappaport, I like what Monet was like, Michael. So when you almost murdered them, what did you?
Ate that.
I love that because it was said in jest, but part of it was like, let's see if he really does slip up. I thought that was really good. But Michael, he played it well. He was super chill this episode 4. I was like, this is the first episode where he's not doing the most for most of the episode. Eric, our musician, reveals that while he was out there, he heard somebody laugh, but he is not gonna spill the tea now. He's gonna sit on it and let us know who he heard laugh later. And I want to get your opinion on this. Based on how things went at the round table, I think Eric just said the name that he said at the round table because that was the name that was popular. I don't think he actually thought he heard Tiffany laugh when he said this at the top of the episode. What do you think?
I don't think he heard nobody laugh. Because what the fuck
Mm,
would you do over there? You're going to murder people in plain sight. The whole point of the mission is to remain anonymous.
yeah.
You telling me I was out there kikiing? Shut up. You're pissing me off. That's number one. Then when he said Tiffany, I don't know. I kind of was like, so now all black girls laugh the same?
Oh God.
What was it? No.
Oh gosh.
No, I really don't think he heard no laughing. I think he wanted to have something to say, and I also think that presents itself a lot sometimes in the traders where they feel like they have to give something
Yeah.
up, and then
Mhm.
they want to hold on to the thing that they think they have, so they'll throw off a one-off type situation. Sometimes it be bullshit. Sometimes it's I don't care about this, and this felt like bullshit.
Yeah, I was nervous though because before we got to the round table and he revealed who he heard, I was like, "Damn, did he hear Candace laugh? Did he hear Rena laugh?" Like, I was a little nervous about that, but I was just like, Eric, what you said wasn't even funny." So to your point, Elle, I don't think he heard laughter because the shit wasn't funny.
And what was funny? Or but then that for me, that would be a traitors thing. Like I'd be getting with the group, yeah, we got to make a bunch of just like noises. But then all of that is so risky too, because if you make up a noise and then you end up doing it, then
Yeah,
that would
yeah,
be too much. But if anything, I would say make random noises and throw it off. But that gives too much. So no, I just don't believe that they went in there making sounds like
right.
that. The
Yeah,
footsteps, okay. You're being quiet, you're trying to hear anything. You might have heard heavy footsteps, but then you have to take into account that the people be there to lock you
yeah.
up and all
The
of that.
henchman. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that made sense. But the laughter, it just
Yep,
made me mad.
I
I
call
wanted him
BS.
going for that.
I call BS on that, Eric. Oh, let's do a moment of silence quickly for our murdered faithful, Caroline Stanberry. Here we go. All right. Rest in
I
peace,
wanted more from
Caroline.
Caroline.
I don't know her at all. I did not watch The Real Housewives of Dubai. I didn't know her show, Ladies of I Know. So I didn't have any connection to her.
Babe, babe, literally, babe.
Like literally.
You cheerio, darling. You have to go watch Ladies of London. Caroline Stanberry, I wanted to see more of her because of who she was on Ladies of London. Caroline went to boarding school
Oh.
her whole life. And part of her edge and her personality is her like London sharp tongue, really, really dry sense of humor, take no mess. But she's been in boarding school since she was 6. If there was
Mhm.
anybody that could play this game, it was Caroline Stanberry.
Yeah.
And for Lisa Rinna to be the person,
Now, in Rena's defense, it's a good move. It's a good strategy move, right? It was strategic to take out a housewife. Imagine we get, 5, 6 episodes in and no housewives have been murdered. They're gonna start looking at them as traitors. They
they
have to do
are.
it. Yeah.
They are. A housewife did have to go.
Mhm.
I would have not murdered a housewife this round and then got rid of Dorinda personally. If I was a housewife, Dorinda would be my first out, only because she is a housewife, but Dorinda also isn't giving us the personality that we're used to from here. And y'all were personality hires.
Mhm.
If you're not going to give us personality, if you're not going to act as a shield, like as annoying as Michael Rappaport was, he was a big shield for them.
Yep. Yep.
You need personalities like that to a certain extent. Dorinda wasn't that. Caroline could get to be that. We just were on episode 4, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, rip to her, and
Oh, well,
apparently she will not be seeing Rena at BravoCon. So like, why did Rena say no you won't? Like, what?
they won't. The no you want was so coded though, because I went, it gave, bitch, we're both on pause. None of us are invited. Not me, not you, not Dorinda, not Candace. Are you reading the room?
Right. None of us are actively on shows right now.
What
I
are you
love that.
talking about?
Yeah. So then Alan comes in, and I want to say I always comment on Alan's look. This was the most tame look that we've seen Alan in thus far. It was just a burgundy suit with the animal print shirt. He looked great, but I was like, you usually give us a lot more drama at the breakfast table.
This one
Yeah,
was good though.
it
And then
was very good.
episode 5's look was good too. You're gonna have to text me when you watch episode 5.
I shall. I definitely
Because I
will.
feel like everything in 4 was the lead up to 5. Like 4 was good.
I respect that because I'm gonna say watching 4, I was like, oh, this isn't as compelling as the first 3. I'm kind of feeling like, what are we doing here? Still in it,
It's still in
still
it.
in it. But I was like, this isn't as good as the other 3, so it makes sense. They were setting us up for episode
No,
5.
4 made you happy that it was a 2 episode drop. Because if it was a 1 episode drop and all we got was 4, I'd have been like, dear NBC,
Writing a letter to the manager immediately.
immediately,
I love writing letters to managers. Shoot.
always.
So they're on the way to the mission, and Colton lays out his plan to target Tiffany. Now, I'm not a fan of Colton, but his theory was not the worst considering how early they are in the game. And like you and I were just talking offline about this, when you're so early, people have little to go off of. So everything is under a microscope. So what he laid out about Tiffany, I was like, if I'm in the car, I'm not
That
mad
makes
at
sense.
that theory.
It makes sense to me. Tiffany was always in a hard place too, because when you talk about gameplay, Tiffany, Cerie, what's my girl, the Black Widow chick.
Sandra.
Yes, Sandra, but the other one,
Oh, poverty.
Parvati. Tiffany is in the ranks with them. She is like a high level player. And while she was not the winner of her season, the cookout strategy was her
Mhm.
intellectual property. It was her brainchild. So when you say that we had the first ever all black cast and all of this, and they made it to the end, all of those accolades come from Tiffany's brainchild.
Yep,
Knowing that she's a very cerebral player, they were always going to overanalyze her. So
absolutely.
the unfair rap that she got this episode was going to be hers, whether it was episode 4, episode 12, or at the end. She was going to get read this way.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. That is my sentiment exactly. Tiffany was never going to be long for the game because she came in with a big reputation for being one of the smartest players to play these games. Okay. When you come in with that kind of reputation, you're not going to make it to the end.
You're not.
Unfortunately, because you're either going to get murdered or you're going to get banished because people can't understand if you're so smart, they don't understand how you're not running shit just the way that Colton assumed. That made sense to me. And look, like I said, this is coming from someone who doesn't even really like Colton like that. He ate that. He ate that.
Poor Colt.
Not Colt. So they get to the mission. Alan explains this is the mission. They have to find these spears in the woods and they have to drive the spears. They have to light the spears on fire first, then drive the spears into the hearts of these like metal beasts. And while they are doing that, they have to scream out the name of the person whose shield they want to burn, leaving that person vulnerable and up for murder. So
Yep.
already they're setting off just like warrior vibes with this, but how do you feel about the missions, Elle? Like I find myself like a little bored by them sometimes.
I am a little bored by them. This season almost a little redundant too.
Mhm,
How many
mhm.
times are we going to search through water for something?
Right, yeah. Yeah.
Like, we get it. I want the people who make the games for the challenge. Or have you ever watched The Mole on Netflix?
I have not watched The Mole.
They rebooted The Mole on Netflix. Their missions, their games are really good. And it's the same premise. So over on The Mole, the idea is that the mole has to take money out of the pot. And they have to
Mm,
do that without seeming suspicious. So, like, for example, there was one season where you were walking through they were in the mountains, it was snow, you're walking through, and around there are big ice bricks that have like tokens in them that represent the money. So if you pick them all up along the way, your sled is getting heavier uphill, right? So you got one
oh,
person pushing and one or pulling and one person picking up the cold bricks and putting them on. Well, this girl who was the mole was actively knocking them off. So for every one she would put on, she would knock off one.
oh,
But you have to do these things and then
yeah,
not get voted as the mole.
yes.
I say that because their missions are a little bit more, you've got to be stealthy. So it's physical and brain, but then there's also that element of being stealthy. I don't feel that from Traitors, and that's what I
Right.
would like.
Yeah.
So
I agree with you. I don't know. I think the challenge, the games in the challenge or the challenges in the challenge might prove to be just a little too physical for some of the people that we have on like the traders, right?
oh, for
They don't
sure.
have, physical people on there all
But
the
I need
time.
the brain of the people who make
Yes.
those come make
Mhm.
these.
To have them. And I do think they need more psychological, like mental challenges for the people who are not physical players. They need those. And that's a great point that you bring up with the Mo. I'm going to tap into that. What I would love to see, and I said this in another recap, I would love to see there be higher stakes for these missions too, because all they need to do is bank money for the prize pot. There's no incentive for the faithfuls or the traders. And it's like at the end, we know they're going to get a challenge where they can make up any money that they lost anyway. So there's no real incentive. with these missions, which is why I feel like they're a little boring. They need to be able to either get clues as to who the traitors are, or if
Mm-hmm.
the traitors can sabotage it in some way, like the traitors get an advantage, something like that.
Or a side quest, the traders have to
Yeah.
complete a mission while on the mission. But then
Yeah.
the faithfuls, everybody knows that there's always a side quest, but then that'll allow you to psychoanalyze what
Yes.
everybody does in the missions. And that's what they do on the mole.
Yeah, I agree with you there.
Raise the
Listen to
stakes.
us. Yeah. Raise the stakes. Raise the stakes. Bring Eddie out. Bring
Yes.
Eddie out.
Yes, you get it. I don't know. It's so clear. NBC, call us.
Yeah.
Uh,
Immediately as the mission starts, Monet is suspicious of Lisa. Now, look, this game is so interesting because you cannot trust anybody, but it's always so, I get such a rush when someone suspects a traitor and they tell another traitor that they're suspicious of this other traitor. So I'm like, damn, you are right, but like you're saying this to the wrong person.
Why would you tell Candace? Why would you tell Rob?
Cause thought you had a friend. Do you root for the faithfuls or the traitors?
It really depends on who I like and how the
Mm.
game is being played, truly. Also,
Yeah.
there's been seasons where it's, oh, I like somebody, but I don't like the way you play. Like, I
Hmm.
wanted to like Danielle last season. I wanted to like her so bad.
Yeah.
Get off of my TV screen.
Yeah. So then Tiffany, they say Tiffany's name. This thing was super funny because Tiffany heard them say her name, or they said Tiffany, they said her name. She said, "No, they didn't, bitch." And then
I said, Tiffany done took them braids out. Okay. I don't know if she brought that Bible to Traders, but it's not giving Tiffany from Big Brother. All right.
she was not having that. And then she went and did her little forward march to go drive her stake into the chest of the beast. Michael was targeted, and then he wanted to target Tara back. So he did it. He kept yelling Tara's name. That shit was so funny to me. Like,
Tara. In my notes, I wrote, I wonder how many times he said it versus how many times production echoed it.
thank you. Thank you. But I love when Alan was like, I wonder if Michael knows he only needs to yell the player's name once.
Just once.
Just once. That was really funny though. Maura and Rob. Okay, so you a big Love Islander?
I am.
Okay. I don't know if we've ever talked about that. I
We
feel like
haven't.
okay. So how are you feeling about Maura and Rob? Because I low-key kind of ship them a little bit.
I do ship them a lot
Okay.
of bit. I actually liked Rob on his season of Love Island. I just wanted him to like stop talking about snakes and stop eating bugs and just stop doing
Mhm.
that. But I liked it. I saw it for him. So seeing him on this show and be the same person that he was over there, just sans the snake talk, was very refreshing almost, because they tried to give him a little paint of a villain-esque over on his season that I didn't feel like he fully deserved. So I like
Me
that. I
either.
don't know much about Mora because like I don't watch like the Perfect Match shows and stuff.
Mhm.
But I like whatever that is. I always want good things for Rob. So if it's
Yeah.
Mora, I'll watch it.
I think they would be really cute together. Maura has a reputation. Apparently, she's like one of the most iconic bombshells from the UK Love
Oh,
Island.
really?
Yeah, that's what the people say. Like I think her season was season 5 of Love Island. So they're like, go back and watch her season. She's one of the most iconic bombshells. Pretty girl, but I think her and Rob will make a really cute couple. And he's always like kind of being her knight in shining armor every scene. Like he picked her up in this one and just ran with her. And I was like, I know that's right, Maura.
When he picked up, I said again. Now, Rob, don't come pick me up. Now, hold on. That's not the face I was given. I want to make that very clear. But I
Yeah,
did like it for them. I was like, when he picked up, I was like, get your man, girl. You better do that.
exactly. I would love that would be such a cute love story that they were both on separate iterations of Love Island. They meet in the Traitors Castle and they find love in the castle.
It gives the people from Perfect Match. They're married now. Just had the baby from Love Is Blind.
Yes, Ollie and AD.
Yep. Ali
Yep.
came from Love Is Blind UK. AD came from Love Is Blind US.
Oh,
And
I
then
love
they
that.
did Perfect Match, met there, and then got married, had a baby.
Yeah, very sweet. Very sweet
I'm
of
still
them.
side-eyeing Ali, but
That's what I heard. I don't watch The Perfect Match, but I did hear he probably, you know.
because I was just like, it gave marriage where? Where did you see that?
Look, to each their own. They found love in a hopeless place. So then we get to the last beast and they decide to unshield Jam Jam and he starts crying. Now, let me tell you, I don't know why him crying annoyed me so because in the first episode, I liked him. I was like, oh, he's fun, he's spunky, whatever. Every episode since though, it's been lessening. Like my like for him has been dissipating more and more. And then we get to this episode in this scene and he's crying, but like when they showed his face, that face was not wet. You weren't crying for real.
And
Jam
that's why
Jam.
they think you was a traitor, Mr. Yams. Uh, I was excited for him. Again, I don't know anything about his season of Survivor,
Yeah.
but it gave spark, it gave spunk, it gave personality, and I wanted to see it.
Yeah.
And now we're not seeing it. But, right, we are also watching this show in real time for some people be a personality damper where
Sure.
they're not allowing people to be who they are because everybody's like, why'd you do that? You're a traitor.
Yeah.
Even with Ron. Actually, I want to go in that house and fight everybody. Stop treating Ron like that.
Ron has to stop treating himself like that though. Ron
What is
accepts
he
defeat
doing
too
though?
easily. But he's accepting the defeat. You know, psychologically and probably sociologically. Okay,
Mhm.
I have a degree in neither of these things, but what makes sense to me, right? What I have gathered in my, 30 something years of life, when there is a group of people, you always are establishing like where people fall on the food chain. There's a
Yeah,
hierarchy, you establish like kind of the leaders of the group. That's just like normal like human interaction, right?
for
Ron
sure.
is one of those people who makes it easy to like kind of dump on him because he accepts that. Like when you dump on him, he kind of allows you to do it, or he doesn't really like he'll try to fight back, but he accepts the defeat like too easily. So he kind of has established himself as the person where if we want to ostracize one person, we because of our pack, right? He's the person that we've now kind of established that that's who that's going to be. And he did that to himself.
See, okay, this is where I disagree on
Okay.
two things. Number one, I feel like if we can watch these other shows like, as the traitors in the house, right? If y'all can acknowledge Dorinda's personality, Jam Jam's personality from different shows, then you have to also acknowledge the personality of the other person. He's still a celebrity, right?
Sure.
And Ron is very much a whatever you believe, run with that type of
Mhm.
person. So when people project things on Ron or they dump them, Ron is like, that's not who I am. What am I'm not fighting that?
Mhm.
Cool. You're in the trader house. You do have to adjust, right? Who you are and your personality and then what the game requires. I don't think he's doing that. But I do think that every single person in the house has made up their mind that he is a traitor and they're going to ostracize him. There are plenty of people in this house over all of the seasons of traitors that people thought, oh, this person was a traitor, but then they weren't ostracized. People like straight up shut up when he walks into a room and then look at
Yeah.
him like, why
Yeah.
are you here? We're not at the round table. Give me that smoke at the round table. When we in these, let's just eat, drink, and be merry. What are we?
Mhm.
Don't be a mean girl. And I feel like he's getting mean girl energy because his personality is so very much, I'm secure in who I am.
Sure.
Knowing who
I think that's why he is falling into that role of okay, it's just easier to ostracise him because like you said, he's not going to fight it. Like if
he's
you
not.
don't want to
But
talk
I'm
to
gonna fight
him,
them. How dare you treat Ron? I fuck with Ron. Okay. How dare you treat Ron like that?
listen, Ron has been able to skate by a couple of roundtables with people actively thinking he's a traitor. So I think he's going to be one of those people who makes it pretty far in this game
I
and then
do.
he'll be able to maybe turn things around. He could potentially win the whole thing. I don't know if you watch the traders in the UK, but like
Have
they're
we met? Girl, yes.
my bad. But yeah, in the UK, I want to say like season 1, Aaron, who ended up on
Mhm.
Love Island season 6, they thought Aaron was a traitor almost from day 1 and he won.
From the jump, they was like, this person is a traitor.
Yes.
And he
Yes.
maneuvered that game so which is why I was so excited to see Aaron on Love Island. I was like, I know who you are.
Yeah. So Ron could be an Aaron where like people suspect him early on, but by hook or by crook, okay, he's
You
able
get
to
there.
skate by and he could take it all in the end. So I haven't counted Ron out yet, but I hope that Ron hasn't counted himself out. So then we get back to the castle and they are congregating. And this is a really funny scene, and it's your boy Ron, Natalie. They're all sitting together, and Natalie looks at Ron and she goes, "Ron, look me in my eyes. Are you a traitor?"
Are you
He
a
goes,
traitor?
"No, I am not." And Tiffany is over there like, "What was that supposed to do, Natalie?"
Because he was going to look you in your eyes and be like, you know what?
I'm a
Don't tell
traitor.
nobody. Objection. Leading the witness, Your Honor. Like,
And it's one of those things for me. Well, if you already have your mind made up about someone, him looking you in your eyes saying yes or no is not going to change how you really feel. But actually, now that I'm saying this, I don't know that Natalie has been as gung ho about Ron as like some of the other people. So maybe she was still on the fence at that point.
I think she was still on the fence, but I also think the look me in my eyes is leading because that gives you like an opportunity to be like, okay, hold on, let me tap in. She should have just
Right.
been like, Ron, you a traitor? Like,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
just and read his reaction. I think when you're dealing with these traitors in the house, you gotta act like they kids in the sense of, kids they're not even the most well-behaved kid is going to do something that they aren't supposed to do
Yeah.
and tell you that they didn't do it, right? So you got to hit them with the element of surprise. I want to see if you blink a couple of times before you ask, like that. They need to put their mama hats on or something. I don't know.
Yeah. She should have turned to them and been like, "So how was last night in the turret?"
Something.
So, because you know what? That's how they would get me if I was on the traders and I was
Oh,
a trader. Oh, I would make probably one of the worst traders because literally you how was last night in the turret? Oh my god, guess what?
girl.
Let me tell you what happened. I would be so bad at it. Like I talk too much and I don't want to say I'm not a good liar because everybody tells lies and we
Right.
all can lie. I'm not I'm not the best liar in terms of having to remember it though. Like on a moment's notice, if I lie to you and then a couple minutes later you bring something up, I probably have forgotten what I
I'll
said.
be like, girl, what?
Yeah, and it's just yeah, that's literally how they would get me. Like, girl, what happened in the turret? Because now I want to tell you everything. Girl, guess what? They are
My
murdering such and such.
my gameplay strategy. I was thinking about this in preparation for this show. How Tara Lipinski and Rob, what's her friend's name? The other
Johnny,
kid,
Johnny.
Johnny. So how they're pretending to not know each other. What if you had a season? All of these are show references. Did you watch Quantico?
Oh yes, the first
Okay.
season, the first season of Quantico.
Okay, but remember in Quantico they had the two
Twin.
Muslim twins and
Yes.
they would interchange them during the mission. So it would be like say if it was you and I, right?
Hmm.
We would be traitors, but the way that we would do it is we would alternate banishments.
Oh, okay.
So night one murder, you're banishing and you got your reasons. And yeah, we'll probably at some point, but nobody else knows. And the other traitors wouldn't know that. Well, they would once we swap, but they would find that out once we swap, right? So,
Gotcha.
but we would never have time in the turret together to consult about what we wanted to do.
Mm.
So it will always have to be like in person without seeming too close and then swap that way. And that
Mm.
would be the only way that that worked for me because it would give me like plausible deniability.
Yeah.
I need it because if I'm just a trader full up, I'm snitching on myself. I'm telling
Yeah,
you. I'm telling
I appreciate that strategy, but production is gonna be like, girl, get your ass in there with the other
you. They
two.
let all of these celebrities do whatever they want to do. I feel like I could pitch it.
Right. Yeah. So Colton is looking to rally people to get them to go against Tiffany. And a lot of people are rightly confused because I think to Tiffany's credit, Colton had only talked about this in the Jeep when they were going to the mission. So now when he's coming out with it, people are like, why Tiffany? Because
Where'd
nobody
you come
else at
from?
this point is really thinking about her. So people are rightfully confused, but he is, look, I gotta go campaign. Okay. This is my mission and I have accepted it. Tiffany is gone. So that leads us to the round table. That
Worst
leads us
round
to the
table
round
ever.
table.
Worst round table ever.
This round table, like, why was I feeling like I wanted to shed a tear too? I was like, wait a minute, it's just a game. But watching because Tiffany doesn't strike me as someone who cries easily, who is brought to emotions very easily. So watching Tiffany cry, I was like, oh, this is super hurtful. And then you also have to think about the group dynamics. When everyone in the group thinks you are like a traitorous, deceptive person, that also probably just hurts on a social level.
Yeah, what do you do with that? Especially when you know you're not.
Right,
How do
right.
you how do you sit with that? And that's what I'm saying. I don't belong on the show because how Tiffany was cussing them out at that table, me times 100, bitch. Go harder. Like the fuck is you talking about? You sitting what? I would have been like, you sitting right here with fucking Michael, fucking Ron. They done did all the girl. I would have been going in on that whole table. And me,
Yeah.
look up. I'm gonna tell you what you do. You put Michael name down on that paper, and if he go up there and tell y'all he a faithful, everybody vote for me tomorrow. But tonight, leave my name out of it.
Yeah. Yeah. But that I think that ultimately was her downfall, right?
I
Because
do.
yeah, she gets defensive immediately at the round table, and I'm like, gosh, but she did acknowledge the fact that she should not be handling it that way, which
Mm-hmm.
also like kind of points to who we know Tiffany to be, like this very strategic, very intelligent person, because she immediately knows, wait, I'm not doing myself any favors, but the emotion got the best of her. She's like, look, I'm a single mom. I have a kid in college, bitch. I need what did Tion say? I'll set it off. I need that
I
money.
need that money. Well, no, what Tamar say on Big Brother, Celebrity Big Brother? Now I could buy my baby a house.
She wanted that money, so she was passionate, but that is what the round table does to you, because I think had Tiffany been able to take a beat, her strategy, the strategist in her would have kicked in and been like, wait a minute, I gotta play this a completely different way.
I think she was blindsided. I think if even one person whispered in her ear, like, yo, they about to come for you, she would, it was the whole, and then
Surprise.
Tiffany, it was like, wait, what's this?
You're so right. It was the element of surprise.
What
Yeah.
I do? Like, and that was felt in her response. The whoa, we're talking about me. I think the best round table reader of them all, Phaedra Parks Esquire.
Yes.
She got up there and she gave them people an opening statement. And that
Mhm.
is what you have to do. Again, Traitors is so, there's nothing to go on. There are no facts. I said this offline for the listeners, but I hate when people are like, these are my facts. You don't have any facts. You have absolutely no facts, right? These are all just your assumptions based on what you know about this person and what you've observed their actions to be since you've met them, which is
Mhm.
fine. But that's not what a fact is. So that's, let's take that, ball it up and throw it out. Okay.
Yeah,
and
circumstantial
then
evidence at best.
at best, I think it was either Moira or Natalie who said it. And they were like, why did we do that? Like we knew who it was. And then we let Colton come in and just change our mind. Why did we do that? And I'm like, now we're going in. Now you want to be introspective? Girl, you should have been asking yourself that when Tiffany got 2 F's in it and you took your time to write it out. And now that she got up there and said she a faithful, you want to say, why did we do that? I don't know why.
Yeah, but the nail for Tiffany, while I do think, like we acknowledge Colton, his theory wasn't all the way off, but I think Tiffany would have survived this banishment had it not been for Eric revealing that that's the laugh that he heard. That he
She couldn't
heard
bounce
a
back from that
laugh.
laugh.
Yeah, he heard a laugh and it sounded like Tiffany. He goes, I'm a musician. I listen to music. Tiffany's like, well, you might need a new job. Because it wasn't me and it wasn't her. So Eric, maybe you do need to fill out some job applications.
You're going to have to do that. I
Yeah.
also think the second he would have been like, oh, I heard your laugh, I'd have been like, mimic it. You're a musician. Your
Ooh,
ear is good. Give it to me. And then
sure.
once you give your version of the laugh in front of this whole room, we've all been together, right? That's what everybody's theory is based off. Raise your hand if it sounds like
Mm,
my laugh.
okay.
Let's get to doing some real investigative journalism at this table. And that's how I would have played that. Oh, you heard my laugh. Play it back.
I like that. I don't think I would have been that quick on my feet to think of that though as a reply, honestly.
I hate getting
That's
blamed for things
good
that I
though.
didn't do. I
Yeah.
am as much of a reader as I am, I can read you down quick if you accuse me of doing something that I did not do. I hate that.
Yeah. Yeah, but this was really really sad. My fiance brought up a really good point when we were watching this though. He was like if Colton's argument is that Tiffany is so smart, she's so strategic, she's one of the smartest people there, but then Eric's argument is that he heard her laugh. If Tiffany is so smart, why would she break character in front of someone that she's about to murder? And I was like, you is smart.
That's why you my fiance.
Right.
Look at you with
That
your
was real
brain.
smart. Right. That was very smart.
Also, if I'm accusing somebody of being a traitor at the round table, I'm looking for slip ups like right? I'm looking for slip ups of you letting me into your thought process. Because in the past, when they do get traitors out, and they couldn't do it with Donna because Donna didn't know who the rest of them were, you look at who they throw the fire to,
Yeah.
who
Mm-hmm.
they try to, oh, I didn't. And the one thing with Tiffany that we did not get in that whole conversation, it was never, it was just, I didn't do this. I've got this for my family. I've got that. I never did. You did not hear my laugh, but she never threw it to anybody. And sitting at the table listening, that's what I would have said. Right. Like even
Mm-hmm.
when Candace came in and she was like, I'm playing this by being consistent. I'm playing a consistent game. And actually, I think that might have been episode 5, but the thing stands the same. She said, I don't want to get swayed by all of the noise that happens when we come in here.
Yes.
I came in here with the name. I came in here with the plan. I have to ride with that.
Yep.
She was referring to the Michael Rappaport of it all. But I just think that that same sentiment applies if there were just even a few people at that table. But again, it was Eric and the music. You can't.
That was it. That was the nail. Like I said, she probably would have been able to like it would have been closer. I'll say this. I don't know that she escapes the banishment, but it would have definitely been closer had Eric not said that he heard her laugh. I think that turned everyone because at this point, 4 episodes in, they don't have anything else to go off of. And if he
They
thinks he
don't.
heard you, it's better safe than sorry at this point. We can't really vouch for you, even though you're such a smart strategic player. Our common sense should tell us that you wouldn't do that, but we're not really working with a whole lot of that right
Common.
now.
Mm-mm. And I think the faithfuls are doing a very good job of keeping the traitor safe.
Oh god,
They're
I mean,
they're
yeah.
so loud at the, like, you can just line them up. They're so loud at the banishment table. All I got to do is murder somebody else that doesn't put heat on me, and
Mhm.
then get the whole house to vote for you. Oh, Eric said this at the round table. Eric said that you already got, before it was Tiffany, right? At Tiffany's point, you had Michael on the list of people who everybody thought was a
Mhm.
traitor that the whole house could genuinely come to a consensus on, right? Generally, I
Ron.
said genuinely. Then you have then you have Ron. Everybody for the most part agreed about that. And then if you needed another banishment to get you through, we're gonna circle back to the fact that Eric told y'all based on his musicianship that it was Tiffany's voice, and Tiffany got up there and told y'all she was a faithful. Them 3 people right there,
Yeah.
along with 3 murders. If you don't get caught, that's 6 people gone
Mhm.
before anybody starts looking
At the actual
at
traders.
us.
Yep.
Lisa Renna, I will kick you out if I have to.
That's where things get interesting, okay? Because Tiffany, we know she gets banished and she gets most of the votes. Like it's not even close. There isn't even a close second. I hate to see her go though, because I've been pulling for Tiffany since day one. She was one of the people. I don't know. I'm rooting for both. I was rooting for both sides because I was pulling for her and I'm pulling for Candace too. So
Yes.
I knew one of them was not going to be able to take it all the way home, but it was really sad to see her go. However, her banishment speech was really good. I liked
Mm-hmm.
that. But once she's done and we see the aftermath of that, Michael is one of the only people who is kind of onto something with the hunks. Stephen Coletti, Colton, and Rob the Steak Man. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
He is one of the people who is like actually close outside of Donna, where everybody was kind of pretty much on Donna.
Yep.
Nobody else is really. I've not heard Candace's name once.
Not once. Not once.
I think they're doing a really good job. If I had to predict anything, I would say the first of the traders to go is going to be Rena. But
Mm-hmm.
that's my prediction. You agree?
I say the first of the traders to go is going to be Renna. If by some chance she can get them off of her scent, but I don't think she can keep them off till the end. I think that we get rid of Renna. We have to recruit another trader. My question is, who would we recruit?
Monet is who I had as the secret trader recruit or the trader recruit a little bit further down the line.
Tiffany is who I had.
Yeah, both of our picks are
Both of
gone.
our picks are gone. Now that Tiffany is gone and Stanberry is gone, because she would have been my second. Again, just the whole boarding school of it all. I would like to see her be a little vicious because I know she's got it in her. This might be controversial, but if Ron was to make it, make him one. They already think he's one, right?
Yeah.
So
Yep.
that's easy. He doesn't even have to change his personality or his gameplay. Number one. Number two, if they still think he is one and they vote him out, it's still no smoke on Rob and Candace.
Yes, I was literally going to say if they want to be strategic about it, get somebody that's already been suspected because once they inevitably banish this person, now okay, we were proven correct and they're still not looking at anybody else. And
And then they're satisfied. They've got two out. They don't know how many they hunting for.
that's very true too. That's very true too. Yeah, I don't know because there's also a couple people that we have not seen much from, like Stephen Coletti, Tara, Mark from Dancing with the Stars with the hair. He's barely said 2 words.
Sleeper.
Yeah, so
Sleeper.
I'm just like, where do they fall in at? Are they kind of just like filler characters and will be like kind of murdered out at some? Because I don't see anybody banishing them unless Mark gets the Dan treatment. Because remember, Dan started becoming suspicious to people because he was so quiet.
They were, and they were like, "You don't have anybody,
Yeah,
nobody. You're not going to say anything." And Dan was like, "I'm just thinking.
yeah,
You don't get to think in this game." Mark is an easy kill. Who do you blame Mark on? Right?
right. Would he be a good trader recruit?
No,
Okay.
I don't think he would be a traitor recruit. Because a good one, because for the same reasons, he's too quiet. The house is going to start to get smaller. They're going to zone in on the fact that he's quiet, and then he's going to be quiet by personality, and then feel like he can't talk because he's a traitor.
Mm,
And then that combination, we've seen it in the past, that makes sloppy gameplay. That makes
very true.
Danielle, I think they are going to want this. They're going to want tears now. I'm crying.
Yeah, I'm shaking.
I'm so nervous. I don't want to see none of that bad acting, but I do think he would be a great, because it's going to get to the point where you can't murder Tara. Tara and Candace are cool. That's
Mm,
weird. You can't bring Tara in as a traitor. You already have people that you want to protect. I don't want that over here. We've
yeah.
already made a group. You're coming in to be like the Michelle, sing the bridges and shut up. You don't get no leads over here. That sounded like so much shade towards Michelle, and
That
it
is
wasn't.
because Michelle ain't never met a bridge she couldn't cross, honey.
No, Michelle Bridge Williams. But what I'm saying is the recruit has to know how to play their part.
Hmm.
That's what I'm saying. You
Yeah,
can't come in here as a recruit and have non-negotiables.
very
We're
true.
the bosses here. We had
Yeah,
bitch in charge. We recruited you. You get on board and you play the game. And if you're lucky, you make it to the end.
yeah.
That's the type of trader I'm coming as. Tara already has somebody on her list, so I don't want to see that. Although they don't know, so they could recruit her. Jam Jam would be a good recruit too.
He would be a good recruit as a shield because there are people in the house who suspect him as a traitor.
It's the
Yeah,
loud personalities. You need a big personality as that trader because it's going to throw the heat. If somebody is quiet, it can say, because people could be scared to give the Dan treatment, it can make you look other places. Oh no, they're quiet. That's a faithful. They don't bother anybody. But you know what? I never thought about Rob. I never thought about Candace. I know. I want people that's going to come and take up space and
yeah.
be loud.
My only thing with Jam Jam, he seems emotional enough that if the heat is too much on him, he would out one of the other traders.
You've got a point.
Yeah,
You've got a point.
yeah.
And then Survivor people love to out another trader.
Oh gosh, yeah. He's not gonna hold down the fort.
No,
Mm-mm.
that's a great point because the Love Island girls and the Housewife girls are built on sisterhood and we're
Yep.
about
Click,
Powerpuff Girls.
click.
Yeah,
Yeah, I had talked about on a short form video. The gamers, Survivor, Big Brother, they're used to aligning with people and then turning on their alliances. Like when you got $1 million, 750,000 on the line, you are my ally today, but I might have to sell you up the river tomorrow. And it's really, I expect you to not take it personally. That is how I view the gamers in this game. And that's why we've seen historically the traders turning on each other because there's always a gamer in the mix. Season 2, Dan, he turned on Phaedra for no ass reason. Now, if there was any, I've been seeing some discourse about things being racially charged. I don't think that's happening this season, but there's ever
no,
evidence for something being racially charged. Dan going after Dan going after Phaedra, there was no other reason other than he just did not want to be a traitor with her in
that's
particular.
it.
Okay. Yeah. So him, but he was a gamer. He came from Big Brother. He's used to turning on people. Last season, Boston Rob
That's
turning
exactly
on
what I was about to say.
turning on Bob the drag queen. Okay. They are bred, they are conditioned to turn on their allies because they're like, okay, maybe I don't want to work with this person, or we getting closer to the end. I want more of the money. I honestly think if Brenna, Rob, and Candace can make it, I think they would stick together.
I think they would stick together if they could make it. Boston Rob came in though ready to turn on somebody.
100%.
Boston Rob came in on pure anarchy. Let's set this bitch on fire, and that's why I love Boston Rob.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, low key, I was rooting for. I always root for the Traitors though, most of the time. Except I was not rooting for Dan ever.
Ever.
Season 1, I wasn't really like a huge fan of Christian either. But I generally am
We
like
all
rooting
were.
for the Traitors because I'm like, well, if you can like survive in this game as a traitor, like you deserve to win. So I'm usually always rooting for them. But yeah, I loved Boston Rob, but then I was like, why are you turning? It was like they got into the turret and it's like instantly Bob the drag queen is a target. Sweetie,
How do we get here?
y'all don't even know if y'all can work well together. Now look, they host the official Traders podcast together.
I
So
I do like that. I love when they can truly separate the gameplay.
yeah. But let people know where they can find you and follow you, and we can offline about all this.
Yes, you can find me at Briefed by Elle wherever you like your social media. That's it. I've got a podcast. That's not it. I'm sorry. I've got a podcast called The Women's Room. Brand new. We're on episode 3 this Monday. The Women's Room is literally a safe space to talk shit, talk TV. Think about it when you go out to the club, you out at the concert, you go to the Women's Room. That's where you unload all the tea. Same thing over here. So you can find that at Women for the Culture on either Facebook or YouTube. We air every Monday live at 10 a.m. Dominique Morgan did our first episode. Audra Curry was the guest on the second episode. And this Monday at 10 a.m., we will have Jasmine Burke, who plays June on Beyond the Gates.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in to another Traders recap with my girl Elle. Make sure you go follow her if you are not already. And then make sure you tune into her podcast, like she said, live every Monday at 10 a.m. You can't get anything better than that. That's the best way to start the week off. Okay. And make sure you come back next time because I'm going to be recapping more Traders, more TV, more everything. Okay. I'll see you next time. Bye.